Welcome to Changing Your Narrative. Today's topic is removing a poverty mindset. As a young girl, born and raised in New York City, I was born into an environment of poverty. Even though it was not written on paper to say, hey, you are poor, I could see it all around me. I grew up in an area where all projects and government subsidized buildings. People didn't have much. People came from other countries and migrated to these areas, especially the area where I grew, and were just living there. There was always not enough food on our plates. We would sometimes go to places to get food, pantries, as a child. There was limited health care. There was a time which I don't remember even having health care and dental insurance. And when I look back, that poverty mindset, even though I have come out of that through education, through moving out of their area, working, connecting with the right people, that poverty mindset followed me. It followed me because I always started thinking about limitations. I started thinking about, well, that's just enough. That's okay. Hey, you know what? That's enough. I don't need any more. Oh, you know what? That goal is so far reach. I'm good here. I'm okay here. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that. Oh, at least at least I have this. At least this is enough. Oh, this is okay. And I realized that poverty mindset and those limitations as a child, as I grew up, were affecting my adulthood. I needed to deal with that root. I needed to deal with, this is what I was taught as a child, because this is what my family knew. This is what society in that area taught and ingrained. But life has more to offer. And I cannot let that poverty mentality hold me back from having big dreams and from just living content and satisfied. That was tough because I wasn't taught that. I wasn't empowered and spoken to and said, hey, you can have everything in the world. There's so much out there. You have to think big and beyond to push yourself. You can't think just here and be okay with it. Just be content. What you have is okay. Don't get out of the box. Stay there. And you know what? You came from a community where it's very hard to make it big. It's very hard to progress, because no one knows you, no one knows this area. It's just a bunch of limitations. And that poverty mindset. Fast forward, I had to deal with that poverty mindset. I had to deal with certain situations in my life where I needed to say, wait a second, this is not right. I expect more from my children. I expect more from my family. I expect more from myself. And I am not going to allow that poverty mindset to have a seat at the table and give me this mindset of being content and saying, it's okay to stay here. I don't need to rock the boat. That's something that I deal with. Hasn't fully gone away. Some of these stories I've given you in the other videos are things that I deal with. They come out. They're roots that were given to me when I was a child. What imposed on me. Remember, I did not know anything. Some of us, as children, is what we see is what we consume. And sometimes what we become. And I've had to deal with that poverty mindset. And sometimes what I do is I try to see things bigger. Expose myself to bigger things and say, hey, I may not be there right now with that big dream, but I know I can eventually get there, or even bigger than that. It's important to move that poverty mindset, because that poverty mindset will show up in your workplace when you're negotiating a salary, when you're negotiating a job, when you're looking for your home, or you're looking for education for your children, or you're trying to start a business, or even go to college, get a master's degree, or even go to doctorate. It's that poverty limited mentality. It's okay to stay here. This is where we started. This is okay. You don't need to rock the boat. This is enough. We have enough for today. But instead, we need to be thinking about how to remove it. Think big. Think endless possibilities to access huge opportunities that are out there for us. Don't limit ourselves. It doesn't matter where we came from. It's where we're going. Demand more for our lives, because it's not where we started, it's where we're going. So I tell you today, deal with that poverty mindset. If some of you have that poverty mindset, it has to get removed. It has to get pushed out. And it's okay if it shows up, you push it back out. You keep throwing it out, because you know what? That poverty mindset could and will limit the outcome of your narrative. See you in my next episode.